We're going to tackle about the variable separable differential equation. So first order ordinary differential equation is separable if it can be written in the form of g of y, dy over dx equals f of x, and y of x sub 0 equals y sub 0. So g of y is our independent of x and f of x is our independent of y. So integration from integration from x sub 0 to x g of y of x times y prime of x dx is equals to integration from x sub 0 to x f of x dx. So in order for that to transform, we have to substitute we have to substitute y of x into u and y prime of x dx into du and change the upper and lower limit of the integration. So we change it to y sub 0 to y. So muna siya g of u du equals integration from x sub 0 to x f of x dx. So as you can see, u is a dummy variable of integration siya. So we have to change it into y and du change into dy. So it will become integration from y sub 0 to y g of y dy equals integration from x sub 0 to x fx dx. So a simpler procedure nga makayield sa ani is to treat the dy of dx of this form g of y dy over dx equals fx like a fraction, and if we are going to multiply it by dx, the result will be g of y dy equals f of x dx, which is a separated equation with all the dependent variable on the left side and all the independent variable on the right side. So this equation will result directly to integration. So we have to solve dy over dx plus 1/4 y equals 3/4 with y of 0 equals 2. So we have to manipulate it into a differential equation form. So it will become dy over dx equals 1/4 times 3 minus y. So as you can see, ang kanin siya diri nga part is ato ra gi-transpose ang 1/4 y into the right side. So muna siya ang contra dy over dx equals 3/4 minus 1/4 y. So in case you wonder nga nung ingani, di-factor out nato siya. Same raman gihapon siya. So 1/4 times 3 is equals 3/4. 1/4 times negative y equals negative 1/4 y. So next is we have to cross multiply it. Naman na siya, dy over 3 minus y equals 1/4 dx. Next is we have to integrate this from the initial condition. So integration from 2 to y of dy over 3 minus y equals 1/4 integration from 0 to x dx. So after integrating sa kanisiya, ang ma-answer is negative ln times 3 minus y from 2 to y equals 1/4 x from 0 to x. So as you can see, ln times 3 minus y equals negative 1/4 x. Ang answer na diri is because we multiply it by negative 1. So next is na magito sa rules there. So we have to put e. So it will become a raised to the power of ln times 3 minus y equals e raised to the power of negative 1/4 x. So kani siya ma-cancel man ang e of ln mo na siyang mahibilin 3 minus y equals a raised to the power of negative 1/4 x. So we have to transpose it. So it will become y equals 3 minus e raised to the power of negative 1/4 x. Since nga kani siya is our first non-trivial analytical solution, so we have to use it to check the result. So we have to differentiate So when ang dy over dx equals 1/4 e raised to the power negative 1/4 x, so equals 1/4 times 3 minus y. So with that, we check the initial conditions, which is y of 0 equals 3 minus e raised to the power 0 equals 2. With that, therefore the solution satisfy the integral and the initial condition sa kani atong i-solve. We can say that differential equation is said to be a variable separable if we can group all the terms containing x and y into dx and dy. So now show two types of solution, which is a general solution and particular solution. When it comes to general solution, meaning contain pa siya arbitrary constant, while in particular solution is wala na siya nag-contain ng arbitrary constant. It means nga na-define na ang arbitrary constant. So let's solve y times e raised to the power of 2x dx equals 4 plus e raised to the power of 2x dy. So we have to integrate. So integral a raised to the power of 2x dx over 4 plus e raised to the power of 2x equals integral of dy over y. So ang answer is 1/2 ln times 4 plus e raised to the power of 2x equals ln y plus c. So naman sa logarithm, so ang 1/2 may mong exponent, so manana siya. So naman sa tiyan, butangan na to siya e. So ang ln na sad is himo na siya siyang exponent like this. O sa pikasad mahimo like this, maparehaan na. Sunod is makancel mo na siya, mo na sa ni siya 4 plus e raised to the power. So then sa pikaside is gibuwag ang mo siya e raised to the power ln y times e raised to the power of c. So makancel naman sa ni siya ang e. So mahibilin dira is y times c. Pwede ang e raised to the power c is just the same as siya sa c. So ang makuan parehaan ni. So ato times kani siya is times na to so kani is times na to og to ang exponent. Muna siyang 4 plus e 2x na lang equals y squared times c squared. So ato siyang arrange mo c squared y squared equals 4 plus e raised to the power 2x is our general solution. So let's proceed. So we have to solve another problem, which is y prime equals xy with an initial condition of y of 0 equals 5. So itong solution here is ang y prime imo na itong dy over dx equals xy na siya. Then we have to cross multiply it. dy over y equals x dx. So after that, we have to integrate it. So muna na siya, integral of 1 over y dy equals integral of x dx. So we have to integrate that. So and the answer is ln y equals 1/2 x squared plus c. After that is we have to put nasad e. So ang ln y is may mo siyang exponent. So muna siya e ln y equals e x raised to the power x squared over 2 plus c. Kung may na makancel man ni siya, muna siyang makancel na siya, di ba? Pero makancel siya. So ako lang siyang gisuwat. So here pwede ra siya cancelan mo diretso, pwede ra sa inani mo step by step. Dire is gibuwag siya. After that, muna siya y equals c times e raised to the power x squared over 2 ang atong general equation. So let's proceed. So, di ba, itong general solution is y equals c times e raised to the power x squared 2. So, naman tayo initial condition, which is ang y is 5, ang x equals 0. So, we substitute it kana siya. So mahibigyan siya e raised to the power 0 squared over 2 is 1 na siya. So, 5 equals c times 1 is 5 equals c. Ang c is 5. So, ang atong particular solution now, is y equals 5 times e raised to the power 1/2 x squared, which means nga na-define na nato ang arbitrary constant. Let's proceed to exact differential equations. When an equation can be put in the form of a of x dx plus b of y dy equals 0, a set of solution can be determined by integration. That is by finding the function whose differential is a of x dx plus b of y dy. Then, that idea can be extended to some equations of the form m function of x and y dx plus n function of x and y dy equals 0, in which separation of variables may not be possible. Suppose that a function f of x and y can be found that has for its total differential the expression m dx plus m dy, that is df equals m dx plus m dy. then certainly f of x and y equals c defines simplicity, a set of solutions of m of x and y dx plus n of x and y dy equals 0. For from f of x and y equals c, it follows that df equals 0, or in view of df equals mdx plus ndy, mdx plus ndy equals 0 as desired. Two things then are needed. First is we have to find out under what condition an m and n, a function f exists such that its total differential is exactly mdx and ndy. Next is that those conditions are satisfied actually to determine the function f. If a function f exists that mdx plus ndy is exactly the total differential of f, we call this equation m of xy dx plus n of x and y dy equals 0 is an exact equation. If the equation m dx plus n dy is equals to 0, it is exact, then by definition f exists such that df equals m dx plus n dy. So here it is, df equals partial of f with respect to x dx plus partial of f with respect to y dy, or let's just say df equals partial of f over partial of x dx plus partial of f over partial of y dy. Means that m is equals to partial of f equal over partial of x, and n is equals to partial of f over partial of y. This will lead to partial of m over partial of y equals partial squared f over partial y times partial x, and partial n over partial x is equals to partial squared f over partial x times partial y. Then it will lead also to this, it will look like this, partial squared f over partial y times partial x equals partial squared f over partial x times partial y. So it means that partial of m over partial of y is equal to partial of n equals partial of x. So let's proceed. Let's go to some problems. So here it is. So let's solve this. Example. This is our first example. Cos 2y minus 3x squared y squared dx plus cos 2y minus 2x sine 2y minus 2x cubed y dy equals 0. So this is our manisyatong m. This is our n. To solve this, we have to test for its exactness that the partial derivative of m with respect to y is equal to partial derivative of n with respect to x. So we're going to get the derivative of this with respect to y. Take note that this is a partial derivative of m with respect to y. So we are differentiating with respect to y. So all other variables other than y is constant. So this will happen. Derivative of cos 2y is negative sine 2y 2 minus 3x squared 2y. So this will become negative 2. So this will become negative 2 sine 2y minus 6x squared y. So the other one is partial derivative of n with respect to x equals d over partial derivative of x cos 2y minus 2x sine 2y minus 2x cubed y. So as you can see, our n is not siya equals to 0. Not siya equals to 0. But here, we only need the function of n, which is, we are going to only use this one, cos 2y minus 2x sine 2y minus 2x cubed y. We're not going to put it equals to 0. So we can now differentiate that. So cos 2y is 0. Then 2x sine 2y, it will become minus 2 sine 2y, and here 6x squared y. So this will become 2 sine 2y minus 6x squared y. Negative 2 sine 2. So as you can see, the same sila og answer. So this is an exact equation. So to solve the exact differential equation, because that is not the final answer, so we shall be using the formula partial of f over partial of x equals m, the function of x or and y, and partial of f over partial of y equals n with the function of x and y. So first, we're going to solve the partial derivative. First, we're going to solve partial of f with respect to x equals cos 2y minus 3x squared y squared. So we're going to cross multiply it. So partial of f equals cos 2y minus 3x squared y squared, partial of f of x, or this should become dx, partial of x or dx, I mean. So after that, we're going to integrate. So we're going to integrate this one and this one too. Cos 2y minus 3. So after this, integrate partial of f equals partial of cos 2y minus 3x squared y squared dx. So mani siya, f siya equals, kani siya, with respect to x, man siya managipagawas ang cos 2y, integral of dx minus y squared, integral of 3x squared dx. So ang answer is x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared plus qy. Na siya qy because ang qy kay constant, meaning ang qy kay constant siya. Kaya kung sa paano siya constant siya, so kung imo i-derive ng x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared, mabalik yapon siya sa original niya nga form katong cos 2y minus 3x squared y squared. So let's proceed. Partial of f over partial of y equals n function of x and y. So integral of partial of f equals integral of cos 2y minus 2x sine 2y minus 2x cubed y dy. So integral of partial of f equals f, then i-distribute ang dy sa tag sa. So i-integrate siya. So ang answer is f equals 1/2 sine 2y plus x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared plus rx. So meaning, di ba, ang rx na siya constant na siya. So that if ever nga, ito ibalik ko, i-derive ang kaning 1/2 sine 2y plus x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared, kaya mabalik ka po siya sa yung original, which is cos 2y minus 2x sine 2y minus 2x cubed y. So after that, we have to equate. So x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared plus qy is katong naguna. Next is equals 1/2 sine 2y plus x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared plus rx is katong baguhin lang nato gi-integrate. So after that, we have to cancel x cos 2y. Sa other side, we have to cancel it and cancel din sa x cubed y squared. Sa left and right side cancel. So ang mahibilin sa qy is equals to 1/2 sine 2y. Sa rx, ang mahibilin is 0 na lang. So ang kuha nato is c equals x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared plus 1/2 sine 2y ang atong answer. Pwede sa nimo gamiton ang picas, which is 1/2 sine 2y plus x cos 2y minus x cubed y squared equals c ang imong answer. So they have the same kanang answer gahapon bisag bali-balihon, so meaning exact kid siya. Our next example is x squared y cubed dx plus x cubed y squared dy equals 0. So here atong unahon is ang exactness man, diba? So partial of m with respect to y equals partial of let's just say d over partial of y, x squared y cubed dx. So, makuha niya is 3x squared y squared. Sa other side naman is partial of n with respect to x equals d or partial of x cubed y squared. So, ang answer is 3x squared y squared. So, meaning, exact sila. Sunod, diri na sa partial of f with respect to x equals m function of x and y. So, ato i-integrate. Integral of partial of f equals integral of x squared y cubed dx. So, ang mahibilin sa partial of f, integral of partial of f is f equals sa pika side, which is i-integrate nato, is ang mahibilin 1/3 x cubed y cubed plus qy. So, again, qy siya, kay constant siya. If ever we have to let 1/3 x cubed y cubed i-derive nato siya, mubalik ka siya siyang original, which is x squared y cubed. So, the other side is partial of f over partial of y, or with respect to y, is equals to with the n function of x and y. So, integral partial of f equals integral of x cubed y squared dy. So, f equals 1/3 x cubed y cubed plus rx. So, constant ka po ng rx. So, let's equate then. So, 1/3 x cubed y cubed plus qy equals 1/3 x cubed y cubed plus rx. So, we have to cancel 1/3 x cubed y cubed sa left and right side. So, meaning, ang mahibilin sa qy equals 0, ang mahibilin sa x is equals to 0. So, atong answer is c equals 1/3 x cubed y cubed. So, mga natong exact differential equation. Or what I mean is the answer.